What is up, guys? Tommy here with Sinister Productions, bringing you guys another vlog. Today is the day that Pumpkin Spice, aka Sinister, aka Predator, gets more boost. In this box, I've got some new spark plugs, some quarter plugs, 80mm pulley, the booster pump. Phase 2 of the Predator is about to commence. Phase 2, right now, the car, like I said the last time, the car isn't even the full phase 1. It's a very early 2015 Mustang GT. The supercharger kit was put on at the dealership in 2015. It actually has the old calibration. I was under the impression when I bought the car, it was the 670 horsepower at the crank version. I was wrong. It's only got 623 horsepower at the crank at the moment. So I talked to Roush. They sent me a file to get the car reflashed to get it up to 670 horsepower, but I thought to myself, why am I going to pay? Well, I didn't even have to pay for the file. I would have had to pay Ford to flash it. But why would I pay Ford to flash the ECU to get it to 670 horsepower and then repay again to do the phase 2 supercharger kit or a phase 2 supercharger upgrade? And I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna go ahead and keep what's on the car for now, and I'm just gonna order the phase 2, and we're gonna do a major bump up. So 623 horsepower all the way up to 723. That's 100 horsepower. So today we're gonna take this trip. Got my brother coming over. He's gonna give me a little bit of a hand. We're gonna swap the pulley out, swap the plugs on this beast right here, and put in the booster pump. And then Tuesday, we're gonna go take this thing and get it flashed. Get the ECU flashed at Ford and make 100 more horsepower than what she's already got. Now, to me, the car is already the fastest car I've ever owned. This is going to make a hell of a difference. So I'm excited, I can't wait. I'm gonna bring you guys with me. Hang on, we're about to get into this thing. All right, so right now, I'm back and we just got the coil covers off. Or I just got the coil covers off. I got the cold air intake halfway off. I believe now I'm gonna have to take the throttle body off to get to that back coil back there to pull that out to get to the spark plug. So I gotta do all that. Basically just giving you guys a quick update where I'm at right now. Let me put this oil cap back in here so nothing gets down in there. But you guys can definitely see the difference between the pulley size. I mean, that's a pretty big difference. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna get back to it and we'll do another update here in a minute. All right, guys, so we got the throttle body off right now, in the middle of getting the belt tensioner loose. Of course, this breaker bar has too much damn play in the actual joint because it's a cheap ass breaker bar. So I may need to get another breaker bar so I can get that pulley off, or that belt off the pulley. Only reason why I know that's wrong, the only reason why I got it over there is just that's where I set it in the meantime when I was trying to get the belt off. But anyway, we got the plugs out of all there, and they got the coils out, got the throttle body off. Sorry about the music in the background. These are the plugs that came out of it. This is the rear bank. That looks like it's running a little bit lean, but I'm not real positive. But Anyway, so I've actually got to press pause. Come on. All right, so I've actually got to press pause and run up to the parts store. I did forget to pick up some anti-seize for the plugs, so I do want to get that, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, so we had to press pause on doing the supercharger install because the pulley, as you see here, actually on this one, for some reason, once I got these 6 bolts out, the pulley wouldn't come off at all. So I literally, I mean, no matter what we did, we tapped on it lightly with a dead blow hammer, all of that, and we put heat on the central hub a little bit, couldn't get it out. So what we ended up having to do, we had to stop, go get a puller. We basically used a generic three claw pulley puller to get the other pulley off. So yeah, that's the goop that was all around it. I think it had Loctite and all kinds of shit on this thing, but the pulley is off now, and I've already got the driver's side bank done, putting the spark plugs in, got all that buttoned up, and then I'm actually in the middle of doing this one now. So and this is actually not that hard, but do yourselves a favor, guys. If you're actually doing a supercharger pulley swap, make sure you have a pulley puller on hand. Makes your life a whole 100% easier. As far as this goes back here, to get the spark plug back here out, this the number 1 back here, essentially you need to pull this, I guess it's like heat insulation away from the firewall, from the battery box, and pull it out this way. You don't have to take the bracing out, you don't have to take the box out, but you will need to get a spark plug socket on a swivel. And the best thing I used to get it out was literally this setup here. Normally what I use is this. This is a one-piece thing that comes with a swivel on it. Sorry, computer, the camera's not zooming in on it. This is literally a one-piece thing, and it's got a magnet inside of it. But to get that back one out, I had to finagle this, which this has got a swivel, and then this piece here is actually a swiveling extension as well. So I was able to actually get those back ones out using that on that back one. This side, you've got to take the throttle body off the blower to get to the back coil on this side. So you do have to take a couple things apart to get the back ones out, but it's not hateful, it's not hurtful, it's not gonna, just a little tedious, a little bit more time consuming. But, all right guys, I'm going to get this other plug out. I've got 2 more plugs to go, and once we get those in, we've already got the supercharger pulley on, we already got the 80mm pulley back on the blower, got the belt all back on, everything. I do need to get, I think I'm going to get another belt for this thing too at some point soon, just because it is, I'm sure it's probably the original belt. The underside is not cracked or anything, but the back side is pretty worn up, so I'll probably do that and get that on order from Roush, and then go from there. So all right, we're gonna get these last 2 plugs in, and then we're gonna get everything back together. Cold air intake back on the box. The only reason why I had to take this out is because I dropped one of the bolts, the cold air box, but we'll get everything back in the engine bay, put it back together, the JLT oil separator hooked back up and everything. Then we're gonna move to the inside of the car to install the booster pump for the car. So I'm gonna end up taking the back seats out of this thing. I know you don't have to take the back seats out, you just take the lower seat out, and then you pull down the back seat and get it, work with it that way. I'm just gonna pull the back seats out of this car completely, the seat belts, everything, and do like a back seat delete eventually, but I'm just gonna ride around with it opened up for now. The back seats actually weigh about 40 extra pounds. I have weighed the ones out of the GT350. Those were not leather, those were cloth, and those weighed 40 pounds. So I can imagine that these might weigh a little bit more, not a lot, but just a little bit. So I will be doing that. Since I'm gonna have to, remove the lower seat anyway, I might as well just take it all out and get rid of it. So every little bit of weight helps. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up putting everything back together under the engine bay, and then I'm gonna move to the back of the car and we're gonna do the booster pump. All right, plugs are in. I'm getting ready to drop this last coil back in. Very simple. Sorry for the music. I'm not monetized yet, so doesn't really matter, I guess. All right, after I get this done, I'm gonna get everything else under the hood back together, and we're gonna move to the back. All right, so we got the back seat, the lower back seat out. There is the fuel pump control module there, so we need to actually plug into that. Still debating on taking the seats out and everything. I'm not sure at this point. I don't have anything to go back here yet, so I don't have an actual rear seat delete, and it looks kind of weird with just orange back here. So I may not take them out quite yet. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. But according to the instructions, I do need to take this out for a moment. And then apparently I need to take this kit out and then pop this off here because I think it grounds behind here. So, all right, let's get to work. All right, we got it all done. So I'm gonna do a quick and easy thing. This is actually fairly easy. Like I said, the module's right there for the fuel pump. This plugs directly into it. The harness then goes to the back of the behind the seat. And then I mounted the booster pump right there, right in the ground. It is grounded right there, if it'll zoom in. And then everything is just kind of wrapped up under all that stuff. And of course you want the green light on right there to make sure the booster pump is working like normal. And she is running. Roush Phase 2 is almost complete. But she is running real smooth, no issues. Oops. I will consider that a very successful first test of the Roush Phase 2 install. Like I said, that's where I mounted the booster pump. I need to put back in that stuff, but it's all going to be hidden, which I'm pretty stoked about. So yeah, I decided I put that, mounted that on the inside of the wheel well. It's probably the easiest place to put it. And then, like I said, I'm going to vacuum all the metal shavings out where I drilled earlier. But yeah, she's all hooked up and ready to go. Now all I have to do on Tuesday is take it to Ford and have them upload the new tune for the Roush Phase 2 Supercharger. And that's it, guys. I mean, it took a half a day. I wasn't really rushing it. I was kind of actually procrastinating. The biggest holdup was having to go stop what we were doing to go get a pulley puller to get the pulley off the supercharger. Besides that, everything else is pretty easy. You got, like I said, you pull the throttle body off, pull the cover, the little heat shielding off the battery box, things like that, and then do the plugs, coils. You're good. So yeah, I was actually kind of not looking forward to doing the booster pump because I remember how difficult it was to pull those back seats and do everything for the back seat delete for the GT350 that I had, and I sweated my balls off doing that. But this is pretty easy. So guys, not too bad. Can't wait to get it tuned. 727 horsepower at the crank, of course. I can't wait to see what it puts down at the wheels. Should be about 630, 640 at the wheels, which is plenty for this car for now, because I do have plans. I've been talking and trying to make some contacts with a couple people that I know. I'm not stopping there. I plan on doing headers, full exhaust. I want to do probably E85, bigger injectors. I was also talking to my brother about doing like an ice box for the heat exchanger. I want to put fans on the heat exchanger, maybe a little bit bigger heat exchanger for the blower, even smaller pulley, and really get a tune on this thing. I want to make about 800, 850 at the wheel on E85. I don't think it's out of reach for this supercharger. I honestly believe that the 2300 supercharger on this thing is fully capable of 800 wheel horsepower in concert with other modifications and other supporting modifications. But if I'm going that route, I really need to get gears for this thing. Probably gonna put a rear differential in this thing. It's got 373 gears in it right now. Probably wanna do like a 355, that halfway point. I don't wanna go down to a 331. I wanna still be able to get off the line hard if I do take it to the drag strip. And that means I don't want to step all the way down to a 331. I probably will just meet in the middle with a 355 gear. With that being said, a lot more stuff coming for the car. You know, I'm back at work now, thank God. But we're just getting started. And as Stang Mode like says, it never ends, right? Well, it damn sure don't ever end. We got Hyperfest coming up. We got Mustang Week coming up. That's right, you heard me. Mustang Week is a go. Sinister will be there at Mustang Week. We're gonna be vlogging, having fun. We're gonna be there with a huge group of guys, a bunch of YouTubers, Derek Bear Productions, Into My GT. I mean, it's gonna be a blast. We're gonna have a lot of people there, and we're gonna be rolling deep, trust me. High horsepower cars. Joel with his S197, 700 and some horsepower, Whipple charged S197, and Derek and his new VMP charged S197 Lucifer. It's gonna be a blast. I mean, YouTubers, we got Minion 50 going, we got Pam going. It's gonna be a riot. I can't wait. But Hyperfest is #1. We still got some work to do on the Skyline before Hyperfest. I was planning on having the GTR bumper, the wing, and the side skirts on the car. Honestly, guys, I've switched my focus back to the Mustang so much. I don't think I'm gonna have a chance to get the GTR stuff on the car before Hyperfest. It's gonna cost a lot of money, a lot of hard work. I'm at work now, Monday through Friday, sometimes Monday through Saturday. It's gonna be really hard to get that much body work done on the car and still keep up with everything else that I have to do. You know, I still own a house, so I got to do yard work. I've got other obligations that I actually have to take care of. Car stuff is secondary, so vlogging is secondary. But it's coming along. Big plans are coming. Like I said, Skyline's not done. That will be at Hyperfest this year. I can't wait for that. I will be driving that down. My brother is going to be driving Sinister, aka Predator, Pumpkin Spice, down to Hyperfest as well. So we're going to be getting into the Speed Trend Society car show while we're there. Gonna be a blast. Hyperfest is coming up, guys. I can't stress this enough. It's gonna be epic. Von Gittin Jr., Chelsea DeNofa, ride-alongs, drifting, road course racing, you name it, Hyperfest has it. Show up, come check out the car, come meet me, come introduce yourself to me. I'd love to meet you guys and meet some of my subscribers. And yeah, so I'll see you on the next video, guys. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Later.
Everybody wanna play me, everybody wanna change me. No Nobody ever gonna phase me. No fake accounts like KD. Doing the shit that I want to. Nobody I'll ever run to.